5-star restaurant, maybe that should be an unpopular opinion. IKEA and Costco, yeah, between
No,
them
that's
two,
not even an unpopular
fine
opinion.
dining.
Costco food is. Why have we started? What is the plan? Like, where do we go from here, bro? Look at Moni with her moon-shaped head just starting the thing without no warning. Bro, man in the moon looking ass. Behave.
Oh my god! You can take
They took
that.
that opportunity.
You guys don't want to play with me today. I actually woke up and chose violence. It's long day. Right, guys. Is everybody ready?
MIMS. Yeah, I'm ready.
Yo, why did Daisy just turn into dark side for a moment? Walk one for that. Jesus. Yo.
Well, that's the show. 3 black men and a moon.
I am tired.
I'm getting into character.
Welcome to 3 black men and a moon.
I said, Anakin, come collect his children.
She just was like, get over here. Okay. All right, guys, let's be serious now. Everybody, welcome back to episode 5 of MIMS. Everybody back here with MIMS. We love to see that. Like, obviously, we got... Why did you all just freeze for a moment? Or was that just me?
Let's move on. Stop it. Behave. Everyone behave.
Let's see. We're 5 episodes in, and let's see if we can finally make something make sense. Because
it's not happening. It's not happening.
So far, it feels like
just being confusion.
It's like what people being there, being like, oh, maybe something will make sense. They get to the end of it, be like, no, this week. But yeah, maybe this could be the week to change that. So I think we know what we need to discuss first.
Mm-hmm. Do you know what's mad though? Man said we watched all 6 episodes before talking about this properly. Like, did we talk about it in last episode? I can't remember.
No, I don't think we mentioned it.
Yeah, it's just...
So you're telling us we watched the whole season for us to talk about it now? Excellent. This is perfect.
No, we must have gone.
We have. We've
talked about like at least episode 1, maybe episode 2 as well. But it's been so long, not so long, but hiatus has happened. And yeah, but who wants to start? I'm not starting.
I think I know.
That finale was beautiful. When I say I wept, Jesus tears, when I saw Samuel Wilson.
The king.
Sorry,
guys, I am munching.
Listen. It felt like this whole change up, giving Sam the shield, happened in like 2014. And like so many years ago, where like, and it was in the comic book community, it was a genuine controversy, and it was like the genuinely racist. There was just that level of toxicity in the community. There was those who were like, oh, it's just tokenism, in the sense that like, you're just trying to put light on him. So you, instead of like giving him a good story, giving him a good writer, you're gonna just let him lean on the legacy of an already established character. And it was those who were like, yeah, I like him, but I'm just gonna miss Steve. But me, I read through the entirety of that run. I think it was Rick Remender, and it was amazing. And I did not think for one day I would see that on the screen until Avengers Endgame. And old man Steve said, try it on. I was like, they wouldn't. Then we had Falcon Winter Soldier, who 6 times out of 6 gave phenomenal performances from Wyatt Russell, okay, from everyone. Everyone was the whole cast was so talented, and so many standout moments. But yeah, seeing him finally pick up the shield, and that costume was ripped out of the pages of the comic books and put on the screen. As a fan, I couldn't ask for more. I could not ask for more. I thought it was amazing. Absolutely amazing. What did you guys think?
Both the like US agent costume and the Falcon's New America costume Yeah, from the comics, it was pretty comic accurate, and I think like with the male costumes, it's a lot easier than the female costumes.
Well,
They did a good job of it, and it doesn't look goofy. It
Mm.
looks really good.
it does
Yeah.
look really good.
Absolutely. For us who did watch it, but it absolutely paid off. I loved every second of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. When I saw Bucky smile, genuinely smile. This is how good Marvel is. Marvel did so much research that the cookouts felt authentic. The cookout itself felt real.
Yo,
It was like
this
they
is-
knew Bucky don't turn up to this cookout empty-handed, you know. At least bring some cake. At a bare minimum, bring some cake. And I was there like, Marvel,
I'm looking at you, Moni.
Marvel, you know. It was everything. Seeing Bucky finally smile, seeing Isaiah Bradley finally
yeah.
get the record. That was beautiful. The way they handled Isaiah Bradley's story arc. The redemption of John Walker. I thought it was
Redemption.
very well done. No, I thought it was very well done. Or like the love for John Walker has waxed and waned. Me personally, I liked him. I did still enjoy him as Captain America. Now time's come to end. I can't wait to see him as US agent. Seeing Bucky, you know, coming to terms with his past as a Winter Soldier, even going so far to reach out to his therapist, has seen how everything's come full circle, you know. And even Carly Morgenthau, like I feel like we all saw it coming, didn't we? Did we not?
Oh yeah,
Her death was
everyone
peak.
knew. Everyone knew she was gonna die. Like as soon as she was like, "We have to kill the hostages," I was like, "Okay, well,
Yes.
she's gone."
I'm not gonna lie. That whole last episode, I was like, Morgenthau. From episode 1 to 5, I was like, I feel you, I understand. Then that last episode, I was just like, you have to get dead up now. It is what it is. Hold over gravestone is peak.
She go right, like it for me to come out with the words Zima was right and mean it without any level of sarcasm.
Yeah,
it's sad to see, but like even Zima, was it David Bruhl's performance as Baron Zima was
bring him back.
iconic. Oh, we are not done with Baron Zima by a long shot.
Have you been seeing the
Absolutely.
things of the people are saying are being set up with Dark Avengers being thrown around? I think it's
that rumor is
Thunderbolts, some Thunderbolts. I can't remember.
I think it's more to only because of like Valentina being introduced. I think you're absolutely getting some Thunderbolts involved, man, or at least Force Works, because we've seen Quake, we've seen War Machine, we've seen Mockingbird, Agent of Shield. Now we've got US Agent. I think we could do Force.
One of the two.
I feel like it's commentary on military worship.
100%.
Top tier
of race relations and racism. That the way how governmental powers and authorities have treated their black populace so closely mirrored, like even like that reference saying, "Oh, they gave us shots. We thought it was tetanus." When I heard that, I was like, "Marvel, you spoke out loud." Okay. You know, people are watching. It was like it felt like such a fearless portrayal of the world outside your window, and
quote Stan Lee, of course.
I mean, like there was so much of it that just kind of was so sort of like close to the bone as well. Sort of the moments of, you know, these are the representation of, you know, the struggle of Carly and like, you know, all of the other essentially they're like refugees, you know, like looking, you know, they've been, you know, moved out of their homes, forced out of their homes, and then you've got those moments where you're like, oh, you've got these people sent in by the authorities, they were so nice to you, they were so kind, like why are you fighting back, like all this kind of stuff. And it's like, well, that's the narrative that we're fed with consistently. And it's like, oh, you know, like, oh, you're being given a chance. Like, oh, they're offering to put you in houses, they're offering to do this, but like there's, background and context that we're not told, and you see that and you understand it, because you can see actually there's more to it than these nice people that have come along and they're trying to reason with them. There's always going to be like a and but kind of thing going on. So I mean, and we saw all this stuff with like racial profiling and that with Sam in like the earlier episodes. So this whole season gave us something that I feel we've got in other Marvel films and shows, but this one felt really well timed as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even to think about the fact that this show is delayed. This show was meant to come out last year, but due to the pandemic was pushed back. But somehow a show that's a year late feels even more current than ever.
That says a lot about the world outside our window as well. It's
Yeah.
a broken
absolutely.
world, but it's also in some ways consistent. I just like, I know this is going to sound a bit weird for us to be doing comparisons, but between WandaVision and Falcon, which one were you like? Are you saying is so far in terms of Phase 4 is your favorite show?
That's the issue. I feel like people tripped so hard when Falcon Winter Soldier came out. It's like, calm down. Like, I love this show. I just told you I love this show. Don't pretend for a second that WandaVision didn't blow your mind.
Yeah, it was doing something different.
I think from the get-go, Falcon and Winter Soldier was guns, flying men, and like
What?
WandaVision took a while. It was like about 3 episodes before like the seams started to crack a little bit, and then the show got weird and interesting. But yeah, right from the get-go, it was like politics, guns, men, and it was super like interesting to people.
Symbolism.
Yeah.
Very dark as well. Like, and he backed out the shield, and then there was like, bro, there was blood on that shield for 2 episodes. I was like,
it was such a shot though.
Both like, shots so dark.
When he was in that.
Is the DC universe?
I mean, I think there's an idea of what Marvel films and Marvel productions look like, and WandaVision was a kind of step away from that. Also, the fact that like I think we discussed that like it was more. Is it the first time a woman's been given her own sort of like show?
In terms of Marvel,
Agent Carter.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't watch Agent Carter, bro.
I did. I love that.
Jessica Jones. It's not as high profile as WandaVision.
Yeah, I think in a different way,
profile,
like
I see what you mean.
of the Avengers, like it's the first Avenger to sort of be given her own.
Overdue, but yeah.
I mean, that's coming, but it was a step away from what we knew, and bearing in mind of where it was placed, like during and after, kind of like after the blip and all of that, and we were kind of seeing it was something different, and then Falcon and Winter Soldier sort of brought us back to what we know as Marvel. And I think
in some ways
I don't personally feel like I could compare them, because
Moni.
I think that they both do something amazing, but something so different, because they're telling different stories. But whereas WandaVision was an opportunity to really kind of understand Wanda, we haven't been given an opportunity to see her, because we're introduced to her as like one of the twins originally, and then just from then she's just one of the Avengers. And now we're like, hold on, take a second, where did she come from? Because when we first see her and Pietro, like it's like, okay, these are new, and then all of a sudden she's very much part of the narrative. But this gave it, whereas Falcon and Winter Soldier, yes, we did kind of get a bit of an understanding, but and I feel like, I don't know if we really know Sam that well, but at the same time, like it didn't feel like I don't really feel like I need that much of a kind of background on him. Like I feel that, you know, we know Bucky's story.
I mean, for a lot of the Captain America lot, it's just was a soldier boy, now he's an
Yeah,
avenging boy.
exactly.
It's not, it's not. There's
You're
not
off in it.
too much.
Yeah.
Like with Wanda, there's the whole like where she come from, how she got her powers, Infinity Stones are involved. But with them lot, it's just like was a soldier boy. that's it, really.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. And I think that Falcon and Winter Soldier had other focuses to hone in on, like, you know, the more political side of it.
Yeah.
And the underlying narrative, and that's what it was there for.
But that's always been like Captain America's angle. It's always been like I feel like they connect with the audience a little bit more with what they do. Same kind of like with Infinity War. Like his team was like the regular human people. Like yeah, he had the super soldier serum, but like a lot of his team are just like the fighting guys on ground who can't fly and shoot webs and have infinity powers in their head. Yeah, that's why it's also kind of hard to compare the two, because you got a magical show compared to a show that's very grounded and political.
Yeah.
It was a necessity for like that sort of dichotomy, and like I was only asking because like I've been hearing people just fight out over this, especially with the ending of Falcon Winter Soldier with Sharon Carter being the power broker. Certain man out, I know people are mad. People are like, oh, she's saying the Carter name, blah blah.
Sharon.
What did she do? Apart from being a snake?
I can't stand.
But I was okay. No, for me, I was like, it's the theories. Like, remember how everyone was like, oh, Mephisto's gonna appear. Then Mephisto has not made an appearance yet. We may not even ever see Mephisto,
is Sharon. I'm calling it now. It's Sharon.
No, people are saying like, oh, Sharon's a Skrull. She's coming back.
Yeah, I was about to say 100%.
Coming back in Secret Wars, and I'm like, okay, that kind of makes sense because that's her next appearance.
I think here's the thing: when Sharon, I feel like even if we weren't I feel like we were all kind of humbled because everyone was screaming Mephisto so loudly during one division. When we all had the idea that Sharon was a power broker, it was there like, but like just in case, because they will not say it as loudly as I said Mephisto. But I was like, Sharon, bro, if I was in your shoes, I would have done the same thing. Because like I was telling you folks earlier, I know maybe just mentioned to Darrius what it was.
Just loyal ass.
No. Think about it. Sharon didn't get blipped away. Okay. Yeah. Everyone else, half the world got blipped away. Steve Rogers went back to the compound. And there's like a 5-year time window in Endgame. It was like a whole 5 years later thing, yeah? At what point did Steve Rogers think, where's Sharon?
Because who cares?
Where's Sharon? I'm like, bro, you failed her. No,
who's saying where's Sharon?
The guy that was lipsing her. Probably beating as well.
No, but I'm
mixing macaroni.
Literally risked life and limb.
Oh, she's getting used to it.
And her recognition and disgracing her family name to get Sam and Steve like back on the road so they can go do whatever they got to do. And then it was like, thanks, Sharon. Mwah. And then that was it.
But now she's disgracing it even further, so it's a bit like
that was it. It was done, and then it was like, oh, she's in Madripoor, the most dangerous city in the Marvel universe, and then they're like, I can't believe they're gone. How do we move on? Tony Stark is dead, and it's like, Sharon's probably over there like, that phone's gonna ring any second now because Captain America, like, but you know, he's Captain America, he's gonna save me. He didn't. Steve Rogers absolutely first Sharon Carter. And but
Sam did, though.
Sorry? Sam did, but she was too deep in that life, man. She's way too deep in her life now. She's like, listen, I'm not selling super soldiers no more, but what I am, listen, my warehouse has just been restocked. We got all sorts of stuff in there. And so I do, like, Power Broker will absolutely come back. There was so many, don't you think that show was so busy? It was just so busy. There was the Power Brokers.
It was so busy.
There was
so many references as well.
Yeah, like with Madripoor, like I don't know if they're doing it on purpose, but you know, in Wanda they had the Quicksilver from X-Men appear, and now Madripoor is like it's mostly
X-Men
appeared in
reference.
in the X-Men comics a lot. It's like a city associated
That was
with
noticed.
that.
It was definitely noticed and appreciated as well. As long as they don't do another Ralph Boner on us, I'm sure we'll be fine. But I just wanted to say, like, I absolutely believed everyone's performance. Cole Lumley as Isaiah Bradley, I absolutely believed him.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I absolutely believed Wyatt Russell as John Walker. But just going off the idea of the MCU doing its harder to stay grounded and reflect the world outside its window, and what we were talking about, how it's still feeling more present. One of the reasons it is still feeling so present is because what's been happening in the news recently regarding the Derek Chauvin trial. And now know the verdict.
I mean, just quickly before we go on to that, just to think that, like, when we first talked about this show and we were first watching it, how we were kind of in a state of being quite angry over the fact that, like, the whole case just felt like it was being brushed over and not talked about. But now we're at the end of the season, and, you know, Kieran, you can carry on, but we're in a very different position from how we felt like a few weeks ago.
I was just saying that we now don't know the verdict of the Derek Chauvin trial, but I feel like collectively we all gave a sigh of relief, because there was 100% that expectation that nothing was going to happen to Derek Chauvin.
Definitely.
Like, there was, the way I could finally breathe, like, as a collective, there was that fear innately that this system was going to fail to provide justice to the Floyd family.
Yeah, literally.
And I think are we still waiting on details regarding his sentencing?
The sentence has been pushed back to mid to end of June. So it's still a while to know for sure whether this guy is being given life, you know, or not, which he really should be. But I mean,
I thought it should be given.
I mean, I didn't know that. Thanks for that information. I still feel like,
I mean, we still need to put it into the perspective. I saw a post the other day where it was putting it into perspective, seeing as there, you know, like loads of people, sort of, what is it, like over 50 in like the last year or two. That my numbers might be really, really low. I feel like it's probably more, but reported that we know of people killed by police. And this is the only one where the police officers have been convicted. You know, we have Breonna Taylor, only one of which the police has been like arrested and charged. And with us, you know, we've got George Floyd, we've only got one of the three have been convicted.
I think they're doing the trials for them soon, though.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah. So it feels like a step in the right direction, but it's so minuscule in comparison to where we really should be. I mean, obviously, you know, like, you know, it's great, but at the same time, it's like you've got people turning around being like, oh, you should be grateful, you should be happy that this is happening, but it's like, it's a narrative, believe me. Twitter's wild, but it's that thing of like, you know, that you sort of get made to feel like you shouldn't be complaining, but
yeah, definitely.
Oh, look, this is a good thing. Why are you upset or whatever? Like, not that anyone said that to me or anyone I know, but you know, it's definitely.
I think
it's completely wild to think that you should be made, that you should somehow feel grateful for something to fulfill its purpose. If a man commits murder, I shouldn't be relieved that he gets convicted. I should expect him to get convicted.
Yeah.
It's not. There shouldn't have to be a level of gratitude. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
I see
so
that.
100%.
that kind of narrative that's been thrown around out there is just like, this is why, you know, we've taken to the streets, you know, and this is what we've been screaming for generations now. It has been generations now. And then like, it even felt like, how much did we even have any time of reprieve? Because like, I don't know about you folks, but the day I found out about the Derek Chauvin verdict, the next day I found about the Ma'Khia Bryant shooting in Ohio. And I was just
that whole week, it's like you've had all of this happened. You had Dante Wright, you had
so it was just there like,
and the Dante Wright, you know, killing will never ever be able to understand that one. You know, like,
what is the stat I saw?
Yeah, I think it was a lawyer that posted it up, and I usually force myself to watch these videos. Once you've seen so many killings of your own people, it's not a sense of being desensitized to it, but or your heart being hardened, just like my heart can't hurt no more, no further. And so I was going to watch the footage of his murder, but that's the way this lawyer described it. Is like, I have never seen a more brutal execution, a more brutal lynching.
I think I saw a post. It was something like within the week of Derek getting convicted, it was like, I think it was like 5 to 8 other black men were murdered or something like that. And I was just like, within the week. So this is still going on. And these police are not getting caught. And I feel like, how do I feel that? I feel like it is kind of a sort of a Pyrrhic victory, a tokenistic victory in some ways, as negative as that sound, that Derek is getting convicted. Almost like, here, have this bone. And I'm like, hold on, look over there.
You have to take into consideration as well, like, there is no way that this was going to be, you know, there was going to be silence if he wasn't. This whole thing was in the public eye.
No, this is what I mean.
Watched
I saw a post about that.
But think about, you know, that's the thing. People keep saying, oh, okay, so Derek Chauvin's been convicted. Let's get the Breonna Taylor murderers convicted. But that was not on camera. And they are using the line of self-defense. And they can, and that is working. And because of, you know, the fact that one 17-year-old girl had the brain to film that, you know, film what happened to George Floyd. Had we never seen that video, he could have, you know, chied all the shit out of.
This is true.
His way out of it, and we would not be here. So yeah, we need to just be thinking about all of these.
This is what I mean. You have to catch them in 4K, otherwise it's curtains, and that for me is just scary and makes me not want to go outside sometimes.
I mean, the thought that, you know, we can literally watch a video of George Floyd's killing and then be told, you know what, I think we're going to need about a 10-week trial to determine whether this man is guilty or innocent. And it was just like, is this your America? Is this your America? So
we caught him in 4K. Like, the evidence was there. Why? Like, I know justice is slow. And I saw a comment on Facebook. Hold on, let me get the comment up, because like, this was very, very interesting what I saw about this person making this point. And also made me sort of very, very sad. There's this Egypt online. As much as I'm like, you know, verifiable news sources, one of the other things that I like to do in my spare time is look at the state of social media. People love to hide behind the screen and talk about things like this, and it's very worrying. So regardless of your view on India, that man was always going to be found guilty, as he should have been. Imagine if a jury would have found him innocent. It would have been war. How can a jury make an unbiased decision with the outcry that there has been via the media, etc., with 376 likes? And I feel like for me, that sort of summed up the mentality of some people to being like, oh, how can you make an unbiased decision? Like, there was no unbiased decision to be made. Like, he was caught in 4K.
Mm.
Like, thank God he was caught in 4K. Otherwise, as Moni was saying, we may not even be having this conversation about, we'll just be like, another black man killed and another death to add to the tally, and it's going unsolved. But it's the fact that there are people out there that think that, oh yeah, this is some sort of gift, something that we should take as thank God. But it's also that it's something that needs to be questioned, something that needs to be debated. Like, a man was killed and you all saw it, yet you still want to play devil's advocate.
Yeah. And how long did they run with the whole toxicology ruse?
Weeks.
How long did they play we got the toxic? He was high off his mind when
Weeks.
he was on the ground, and I was like, you ran that into you had
Why?
The audacity of caucasity.
I'm done with
really
that.
See, I was like, when I first saw, because someone released the doctor's report on the autopsy, and like as soon as I saw it, I said again, this is the audacity of caucasity. You would really put this forward. But it had nothing to do with anything else in that. It was drugs, yes, okay. Like if someone lit my house on fire when that person had diabetes, you'd say they died from diabetes. Yeah. The diabetes got them just in time.
Nah.
Listen, man.
It's annoying. Like, the hate for
Honestly.
the black race is very, very strong. But also the love for them in some aspects is very, very strong. I see Moni smiling because she knows exactly where I'm going with this.
Okay, I feel like you wording it like that is making me sound a bit sus, and I think we need to move on.
Okay. It's not meant to sound sus. Moni just knows me very, very well and how pissed off I am about this. Like,
that's what we mean by it, not because I have a particular love.
Yo,
Moni.
Ooh. Let's not talk about them ones there. You're digging yourself a hole. Like, no, but
of course I do. I'm this is a very attractive group of people. I do all of you. I'm gonna stop.
No, but like, it's killing me at this point. World, I'm looking directly to the world. You're killing me. You're doing the black people very dirty.
By world, let me know. He means white women. White women.
Not even. Like, at this point, not even. Like, white Asians, you're doing it too. Like, I'm not saying all Asians, but like, I have had experiences with people from other races, and I'm not saying that we can't do it to other women or like other races. It's facts. It can happen, but the white community, you're doing too much. Like, it's quite interesting. It's quite annoying as well, and I don't want to get too mad because let me breathe real quick. All right, so if people don't know this, I'm gonna tell you now. But the dating scene is a mess. And firstly, I blame my co-workers for this, for even putting me up to this. So if you're all watching, this is on you, man, being like, Hinge and Bumble are the place. They're not the place. Not for me, not for my people. Not at all. We're treated like fruit. Like, how can people say, I like black men? What does that mean? Like I like black men. It's almost like we're uniform, like tomatoes. It's all same size, shape, and color, and taste and flavor. That is not the case. And here's the thing: like, obviously, people are going to be like, Darrius, why are you being so not nonchalant about it, but just sort of kind of jokey, bro? I've said this multiple times. It's either I laugh or I'll cry because it's all long. I've got so many stories I could tell to this day. Even new ones coming in daily. Actually, to be fair, I did meet a Nubian queen this week, which was nice. And we were talking about blaxploitation. And we will go off that, but I want some more input from you. Like, I was gonna ask you guys, yes, Wakanda forever, and to the children as well. Anyway, what I wanted to ask you is like about your experiences of being considered a sort of a little bit of chocolate to try, you know, a little bit of spice. I love how Daisy is just there sipping on her yak like, that ain't none of my business. I gotta go talk about
I need something strong for this conversation that's coming.
Jesus. Like, it doesn't have to be deep. I just want to contextualize it because all our experiences are obviously different. Like, me and Kieran are both black men.
All we can say is that Daisy's been making sure that
hey, you better be careful with Daisy. What you saying about Daisy?
Daisy's making sure that there ain't no teacups anywhere within her vicinity.
Now, sink into the floor.
Wait.
Sink.
Like, okay, let me like, this whole thing of fetishization is the reason I'm bringing it here. As much as I'm laughing and joking and saying, you know, like, white people can't do it anymore, I just have to ask, like, do you guys or just get tired of trying to teach people about their own sort of biases? Because we've already talked about, you know, institutionalized racism, which is almost like, I don't want to say it's a big thing, but it's so prevalent and visible in peaceful faces now that, you know, people are actively taken on board, and that has taken many years because this thing has been a problem since, you know, since we were little kids, and we used to be like, you know, we knew what racism was, but we didn't know how to sort of combat it, and it was kind of like a problem that we sort of dealt with, and the bullying, and it just became like a sort of mental stress. Like, these sort of institutional things, we're out here and we're like, yeah, you know what, raise a fist and let's fight. But something like blaxploitation, where you're taking, you know, the black culture and, you know, exploiting it, using it to your own gain, whether that be, you know, the box braids or the music, or being like, I want mixed kids sort of thing. Yeah, I said it. I'm not gonna smile at that because, like, that is a genuine thing and it disgusts me. Like, no joke thing. But like, where, like, what do we do? Or like, how do you feel about, you know, combating and having that conversation with, whether that be your acquaintances or even close friends? Like, how do you sort of engage in that? That's where I'm going with this. Or do you not engage with it?
It can be irritating when something that is super clear to you and should be super clear to someone else isn't as clear, and you do have to kind of take on the role as teacher, and like the pressure of, if you fuck this up, they're going to keep their opinion and it's going to be stronger, kind of thing. That's very true. There's a lot of pressure to be definitely, like, you know, the voice of reason that they can accept and digest. And it's different for each person. So one person you can have like a very intellectual big conversation about, the other person, you know, you're going to have to say it in very simple terms and then build up to that. But like, it puts a toll on you as a person.
Yeah, but this is what I was saying.
That's also, sorry.
No, go on.
So I say that's also much harder when you think something's so clear. It's harder to break it down, because to you it's like already simple enough as it is.
Yeah.
And there will be people that just don't get it, and they'll be like, oh no, like, it's just, you know, it's a preference. And whichever way round it is, whether it's like, oh, I have a preference, you know, there's that like whole thing, it's like, oh, what there was that whole video that went viral where they were like, oh, what race wouldn't you date? And these two girls are like, oh, I never date like an Asian guy. But it's like, first of all, okay, Asia is a big ass continent. Preach. And it's like, are you talking about like Indian men, Japanese men, Thai men, like, you know, first off. But then also it's like, how can you turn around and say, I'm not going to date someone from a specific race? You turn around, oh, it's just a preference. It's still racism. Like, because you're
that's the key.
You're homogenizing an entire, well, in this case, you're homogenizing an entire continent, rather than, you know, but then if you were to break it down and say, oh, I never date like Indian men, like, you're homogenizing an entire country. Like,
yeah, literally,
you know, you can't say I'm not dating a particular race for XYZ reason. It's like, oh yeah, I'll never date someone with, like, to simplify it, like, I'll never date someone with blue eyes because this one guy I met with blue eyes like shot my cat. I don't know, like,
That's
but,
a mad thing.
Sounds like
But here's the
some
thing.
kind
This
of
is something I want to
horoscope
latch
someone
onto for
took.
you
It was
two.
like,
This is what. But this is the interesting thing. Is firstly to go back to Moni's point.
but that's what I'm saying. Look how stupid it sounds if I
No,
put
it
it like
does.
that. Like,
It does,
it's the same. It's watered down.
Yeah.
But it's the sentiment is there.
I've tried to have this conversation multiple times with multiple different people. And the first thing I want to point out is that, as Moni said, it is still racism. When you talk about it to them, they're like, no, that's not racism. I'm like, I'm literally fucking telling you it is. I'm the one suffering it. Like, you don't have that problem because your white privilege is so intact. Even to this day, you can't even see it for your left shoe. Big ass belly. But like, and then what Daisy said.
Did anyone else?
Yeah.
Was it just me?
That was not meant to go to the mic, but we moved.
Okay.
Daisy, what did Daisy say? No, she said about what did Daisy say? I can't even remember what she said. Wow, you're wrong for that. I can't remember what she said. There was something very specific about
Daisy was putting a lot of facts.
There's a lot. There's a
Talking
lot
to
of
your
pressure.
friend.
What did you say?
There's a lot of pressure.
Yes,
to be
the
correct.
pressure to be correct, and like if you fuck it up, they're going to not believe you. Here's the thing: even when I feel like I've prepared this, I've done this, like I'm about to go into an audition, do recall, or I'm about to go and do an interview, and I've just read all the things I need to read. Even when you feel like you're completely prepared and you go and talk about it, somehow it just sort of, it's like, no, that's not me. Where's the acceptance? Where's the accountability? I feel the issue is that as soon as you call someone out for something, it's like, oh, that's not me. They just want to deny it instantly for awkwardness sake. And it just irks me because I know people are gonna like white community may watch this, and some of them will be like, I understand your struggle and be accepting of it because they're like, I want to help you and understand that you struggle from something that I don't, and I benefit from a certain system of privileges, and this is one of them, etc., etc. And then there's going to be those ones that are going to be defensive, be like, actually, Darrius, you said you won't date white girls. Is that you said that about you can't just discontinue a whole race, you just discontinue a race, blah blah blah. And I'm like, I'm not discontinuing a whole race over some sort of petty stereotype like, oh, all black men are sort of aggressive thugs that go and leave behind their kids, which I have heard used as an excuse, by the way. No cap. I'm doing it because of the exact opposite reason that you're giving me. You're doing it for a racist reason. I'm doing it sort of like as a self-preservation thing, that I know that if I get into this, there's a problem of this whole sort of chain of events and issues that can come from potentially dating you, especially if I hear that sentence, I like black men.
There's also an element of dating somebody that's going to understand, like,
I would like that. That'd be nice.
You turn around and you're like, you don't want to come home to your partner and be like, oh, this person with, something racist happened, and for them to do the whole, oh, I'm sure they didn't mean it like that. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
let me
you
play
don't want
devil
that.
Advocate. It's curtains.
It's not even playing devil advocate. It's just like,
No, I'm just saying that.
Oh, yeah, like 5 people asked me where I'm from today. Oh, well, I'm sure they didn't mean it like that. Well, 5 people asked me where I'm from today. I'm literally from London. You can hear it in my voice.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't want that to happen. And I think there's an element of, like, if you put your own mental well-being first, like, is it, for argument's sake, is it reverse racism to say I'm not going to date a white person because I don't want to have to put myself through that and risk those conversations and be able to just live my life with a little bit of ease?
I think unless you don't want peace and you want problems always, then I can understand you being like, you know what, I'm going to avoid this situation, especially if presented with opportunity. Here's the thing. I'm not saying all people think like this. Not all people think like this, but a very scary large majority do. And, even if they don't seem to present those sorts of thoughts, they do fall on the scales in some way or another. And accountability is key. How do you get them to be accountable? I don't know. This is kind of just turning into sort of like a very dark and dark episode where we're just sort of talking about feelings and shit. But like, I don't know. Long day, long week. What was I also going to talk about? Blaxploitation. I saw a very awkward instance of this on the television the other day. I was just thinking about all the sort of like TV shows from like, you know, that period between like the late noughties and the early tens, where they were just like Skins and Misfits and things like that. The sort of archetypal black characters. They're still doing it in horror movies today, where it's almost like.
Well, speaking of Skins, you go and you have like, you know, Posh Kenneth just won an Oscar.
Oh yeah. Man, like
happy day.
See, look, that's a like hard thing. An Oscar, big Oscar in that. Like when I looked at that, I was just like, raw.
Did he win a BAFTA as well?
Yeah.
BAFTA.
I'm not sure if he won it this week.
Daniel Kaluuya, yeah.
Yeah, Daniel Kaluuya with the Oscar thing. Like,
what was it? It was for Judas and the Black Messiah, wasn't it?
Yeah, Judas and the Black Messiah.
Cool. Can I just ask a question? Because when I heard about Daniel Kaluuya's award, I was just like, yes, my man, excellent. Then I stopped myself. I was like, oh, I swear we don't care about the Oscars, or we do care about the Oscars.
That's actually a very good point.
I was like, hold on, because I feel like it's still. I don't want to undermine. Like, would it be undermining do I have to choose between undermining this man's achievement or undermining the movement? Do you know what I'm saying, Darrius?
No, I see what you mean. Do you know what? I mean, to speak on that in that sort of context, I don't want to say like we care about it when we win or we don't when we don't. It's a case of like this. Remember this thing, Moni, that I've been saying for time about, you know, building our own table whenever we do like talks between, you know, PFC creatives. It's a case of we do want our own table. Like we have the MOBOs and the BET Awards, which are sort of personal black achievements, which are big deals still. But like, if we are like, it's almost like if we're invited to eat the table, you'll take it, but we're not gonna, you know, we're not gonna make a like big song and dance about it and be like, oh, thank you, Massa, for giving us this wonderful food. We're gonna be like, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
not this face is just like, whoa. Like I said at the beginning of the episode, I woke up and chose violence. Okay, like no, but like you know what I mean. Where it's like it is good, it's amazing that, you know, Daniel has gone and won an Oscar. Like all
he
these
deserves it, but
this is what I mean. This is what I mean. But we take
an Oscar for the fact he got an Oscar for Get Out is.
Yeah, this is what I mean by like, you know, this is like that's what I thought. Like man's been snubbed many times. Many black men have been snubbed over and over.
Also,
and over
can
again.
we remember as well? Was it the Oscars or was it BAFTAs?
For what?
Was it Oscars?
Oh,
where they had
Moonlight
that
thing.
No, where they had Chadwick Boseman nominated for something and then he didn't win it, and they like reshifted the whole agenda of it, and they had his like. And it was Anthony Hopkins, who wasn't even there, who is still living and breathing, but wasn't there to accept the award. And they fully like reshifted it.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And everybody thought it was going to be because Chadwick won it, but he didn't. And that when I saw that, my heart sank to the floor.
What did Anthony Hopkins win it for, though?
I don't know, some film.
That's what I mean. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Anthony Hopkins, you're a good actor, but like, it's angry.
I feel like it was one of those like lifetime achievement awards or something like that, and it's like, well,
best actor in The Father.
Have we seen it? I haven't seen it.
Best actor, yes.
It's whatever. This is what I mean about like we sort of grab it and be like. Safe. That's what I thought.
Also, in the BAFTAs, the fact that Daniel Kaluuya and Lakeith Stanfield were voted for supporting actor for Judas and the Black Messiah, but there was no lead actor. I was like, who's the lead actor?
It's a sticky one still. Can't shed much light on that one.
But yeah, it's been an interesting few weeks, I think, just in terms of living as a person of color.
Yeah. Is this what the episode is going to be called? Living as a person of color.
I
My
mean,
life
it's
story.
so
In Living
easily.
Color. Isn't that what the
Bro.
show is called? In Living Color.
Live in color. And that's what we should call the podcast. That's a madness.
But yeah,
I think
wild.
for me, the way I see it is what Darrius was saying about you and Dustin are making our own table, but still being offered a seat. For me personally, the Oscars isn't a write-off in the sense that if we've acknowledged the issue on the institutional level in Hollywood, and if we see progress being made, steps in the right direction, we will acknowledge it, because I don't want to undermine Daniel Kaluuya's achievement. And even the thing with Chadwick Boseman and Anthony Hopkins, was obviously we were hot under the collar. And then I was like, I didn't actually watch Anthony Hopkins' movie,
Yeah, like
maybe the thing was excellent. But then I was like, but Chadwick Boseman though? But Chadwick Boseman right now. So
rest in peace.
I feel like let's do that thing where we acknowledge the steps being made in the right direction, because I think I saw another post a little while ago regarding like for the longest time, all these A-class, A-tier actors who weren't getting anything for the Oscars. And then by the time Leonardo DiCaprio, finally got one, it was like, for this, The Revenant was a great movie. I loved it. But I was like, you weren't here for everything else? Do you know what I mean? You're always following me? No? I don't know. I barely be watching these award shows anyway. I just follow the news.
I know.
Okay, now time has come. It's that time again. We're going back for another round of Mount Rushmore. We played this game before. For anyone who's joining for the first time, Mount Rushmore, much like the Great American Landmark, is supposedly four of the greatest. So we pick four of the greatest of any given category. Today, we will be building our Rushmore on the four greatest biscuits.
Let me just say, because I can see Darrius smiling, I don't like it. So if anyone says Jaffa cakes, if anyone says Jaffa cakes, I will find you and I will.
Wait, hold on. I just had a thought. Are rice cakes biscuits?
Cakes, rice cakes. No, they're not.
But look at them. Look at them dry ass round things,
It's
bro.
puffed rice.
They're not biscuits.
They're
The
not-
way he left. I'm just asking. I just had to ask because Lord knows them.
Jaffa cakes are not allowed.
Them Snacker Jack rice cakes are paying.
And
Oh, they
Snacker
are.
Jack's
Hey.
rice cakes.
And Darrius,
The caramel one.
swear
The caramel one
on
slap.
Jolo,
They're
if
paying.
you come out here and put rice cakes on your Rushmore,
Bro, Snacker Jack ones with the
Alright.
camera are paying.
That's
Don't
not a
even.
biscuit. It's not a
Guys,
biscuit.
I'm
we're gonna
fine.
begin.
Calm.
And to the
Just had to
listeners,
ask.
you guys will be voting, and we will have on our Instagram story, which you'll probably have seen all by now, as it goes, a tournament to find the ultimate biscuit. So, Kieran, what are your four? Let's hear your pick.
to start off this Rushmore. Jammy Dodgers, yeah.
They've gotten smaller over the years.
No, but here's
not like everything's got
the
smaller
little
over the
small
years.
ones,
Pause
the
on
teeny tiny Jammy Dodgers, the snack size ones, bruv.
The snack size ones.
Excellent. What I like about Jammy Dodgers is they are solo artists, but they can also feature alongside a cup of tea. Okay, that's why Jammy Dodger has to go.
Jammy Dodgers with tea. Tea. To quote Soldier Boy, tea.
What, are you dunking them?
Yeah.
Tea. I wouldn't have that.
Not the jam. You don't risk.
That one there is a violation
the jam
to the Jammy Dodgers fans.
Substance. Listen, you're all trying to wash. Anyway,
Bro.
that's the first thing.
Biscuit is going.
First one on my Rushmore. Second on my Rushmore is Fox's Viennese biscuits.
Okay.
Yeah. Now we're getting into the realm of luxury. Yeah, the Viennese biscuits. You know, there's a reason why you only get like 4 in a packet, and they charge you like £2-3.
Yeah, it's a bit mad.
But regardless, they are so Moorish. They are
They're amazing.
love them. The third face on my Rushmore is not trying. Anybody gonna come basic at me? Don't want to hear it. Chocolate chip and hazelnut cookies. Yeah,
That's not really basic.
That
You talking
is-
about the Fox ones?
I was talking about Maryland, but no, the
Maryland.
Foxes.
Oh,
Because the
Oh,
Foxes
Maryland.
ones,
Okay,
yeah,
Maryland is
them
kind of
like
basic.
super strong, super
Hey.
soldier Avenger biscuits that are like the size of
Bro,
your palm.
that Wakanda shield biscuit is.
Maryland. Listen, everyone has gone to the shop, especially school, especially if you went to like schools here in Britain, man, where it's just like people were shot in biscuits. Maryland was always
That was me.
people. When I went to someone who was shot in, someone always had Maryland, yeah, and you had to request in, you had to order in the hazelnut variety, yeah.
I said order in.
They have the double, they have
entrepreneurs
the
out
double
here.
chocolate, the triple chocolate, but the hazelnut one, you had to order in. Yeah, you had to get that
They're
ahead.
still
Of
kind of rare as well.
They
These
would,
back in the day.
and again, me personally, I would much rather take Maryland's hazelnut chocolate chip cookies with a glass of milk over an Oreo. I said what I said.
Hey, there's no cap on that one.
I
believe
said
him.
what I said. It's absolutely amazing.
Oreos are overrated. Unpopular opinion.
Kieran, what's your number 4?
And last but not least, my fourth for my Mount Rushmore. And it was a coin toss because McVitie's got them little caramel digestives with like caramel in the middle of it. I was so close. But hobnobs need to get some love. Hobnobs.
Wait, which one?
I'll take the basic ones. I'll take the blue
Yeah.
packet. Simple ones, man.
All right.
Hobnobs are
Blue
disappointing.
packet?
First of all,
So
they-
disappointing. Orange packet.
First
Is
of
the
all-
blue packet the original?
Oh no, the blue one is the chocolate one, so the orange one is just the standard hobnobs. Yeah,
So you want the
hobnobs
standard
fool
hobnobs?
you because
Nah,
you
chocolate
read,
ones. I thought the orange ones was chocolate.
because you read the word oats on the packet. You're like, this must be healthy. This is calm.
That's not.
Hobnobs are they're so sweet. Huh?
Wait, so hold on, Kieran. Are you going chocolate or original?
I'm gonna stand with original. I love the chocolate, but the original can still hold its own, and it led the way. It led the way to the chocolate ones. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You
You need the foundation. You need the
Exactly,
foundation.
do you know what I mean? So I've got to respect the founding fathers of hobnobs. That's so my Mount Rushmore. Jammy Dodgers, Fox's Viennese, Maryland's chocolate chip hazelnut cookies, and hobnobs. Come at me. You can't beat this list.
Up next, we got Daisy. Let's hear your 4.
Okay. I love these little biscuits. They look like evil little people. Hang on. I'm gonna send them to chat because no one's gonna know what I'm talking about. But they're called like BNN, BN, something. They're like it's like a jammy.
Oh
Dodger.
yeah. I know these.
Yeah,
I know these.
I fucking love them. It's like a jammy Dodger, but it's chocolate inside. They have these little wicked faces, and because they're baked, they come out looking evil. I love them. They're cute.
Okay.
Beautiful, nice biscuit. Next biscuit. As a kid, I used to call them chocolate lesbians, and I've realized that's not what they're called. I have them here actually. Chocolate Lebanese. Chocolate lesbians is easier to say. I don't know that's not the
Chocolate
name.
lesbians, yes.
I don't know how to pronounce this, but I
I
like
have to
these.
put them on
Is there
the.
Baileys in that?
This is the Bailey's ones. Oh my, the Bailey's ones.
He loves getting yacked.
Oh!
It's mad. All I'm
They
saying
are
is we're
amazing.
putting them down as chocolate Lebanese. A lot of lesbians. Lebanese. I'm tired.
Wait, Daisy, take one
I have
out.
to
What
put
do
them
they
down.
look
I've eaten them all.
like?
It's like
Yo.
a square. It's like a chocolate square with like biscuit
I said
underneath.
chocolate lesbians.
Yeah.
So
Chocolate
punani and lesbians. Okay, cool. So we know.
Banana
So we
is
know where
not
Daisy.
about-
So we know where
Banana
Daisy was
about-
at when she was young, fam.
I
We're
You
saying
might-
Daisy's had her reservations with men in the past, but
Wow. Well,
Wow.
You're really gonna do me like that?
We're only talking about biscuits here, folks.
In front
Rushmore
of
is a game.
in front of all our 2 viewers. You're really
Rushmore
gonna
is
do
a
this?
game. Like,
I'm just
Why are you
saying,
saying it
I'm
for
just
all of us
saying.
for? Man said 2 viewers. You're wrong for that.
I'm just saying,
You're wrong for that.
We've got her childhood mind fixated on lesbians and panani.
Raw.
So
All. Oh,
Yes.
that's true.
That's true.
That is
Wow.
true.
Ordered punani from KFC, didn't
Okay.
you?
You know,
is
maybe
mad.
if I could read, maybe if our primary school taught us how to read, Moni, then I wouldn't be saying this.
So, you're,
shit.
so basically, you're saying you got dyslexic vibes, but okay.
The school systems failed our children. We're laughing at them. Continue.
Anyway, my third biscuit, and you probably won't like me for this, and you're probably gonna say, "Is this a biscuit?" But I think it is a biscuit because it's in the biscuit aisle. Figs. Were they called figs?
rolls.
Fig rolls. Fig rolls.
Oh no.
Wow.
Huh?
You were doing so well, Daisy.
I like fig rolls. They're
For
nice.
95.
Is it a bit? Does it count as a biscuit? It's a bit
Yeah, it's a
cakey.
bit-
Big rolls are terrible.
They're
That's
biscuits.
stupid.
They're the
like
wrongest
That was
biscuit.
a dumb decision.
They're
Fig rolls.
biscuits. They're biscuits.
Now I'm gonna play it worse. I can't.
Daisy, let's bring it back. Let's bring it back with number 4, please.
Fourth one, classic bourbon. Bourbon.
On your Rushmore. as in the
Disgusting.
greatest of the-
Disgusting.
A
Throw it
bourbon.
away.
You can't
No,
go
Not
man.
disgusting, but it's not the
Nah,
greatest.
man. Bourbons are
It's-
clapped.
They're nice.
No,
They're
they're
nice.
not.
Better than a fig
No, I have
roll.
to
Put it
say-
that way.
I have to say, for a while, they were like the only vegan biscuit I could get hold of. So
Peak.
I've grown.
That's peak.
I've grown to love bourbons, but bourbons are great. So I don't know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
bourbons are nice.
They're nice. They ain't going on my Rushmore.
Okay, Darrius, if you're such a biscuit expert, let's hear your 4 then.
Right. Okay. Let us start with. Remember how she was talking about the chocolate lesbians?
How do you say it? Lip nibs.
Leibniz.
Leibniz?
Leibniz. Like the choco Leibniz, and I'm talking about the ones that's like biscuit on one side and then a thick piece of, chocolate on the other side.
Ah,
Fetishisation. Me not do that. Not on that. No, you know what I'm talking about. They used to sell them in Lidl. Like it's just one side is just pure thick.
Yeah, no idea what you're talking about.
Like
no idea what you're talking
Oh,
about.
let me get a picture.
You're talking about
Let me-
Lidl brand chocolate lesbians.
No. Wait,
Why
I'm
don't you just get original?
I am
chocolate lesbians? Why
tired.
are you
I
getting
am
Lidl
tired.
lesbians?
Man said, why are you getting little lesbians? Because obviously man's poor.
What tiny little lesbians?
Man's poor. Actually, to be fair, lots of rich people go to Lidl. So like little lesbians would probably be like, soccer moms with GC shorts on. But
I
that's
knew
just
this
like-
guy was gonna come up with some nonsense today.
Yo, let me send it to the chat. Everyone look at this pic.
Okay.
Yeah, that's chocolate lesbian. Yeah.
Ones that got the one side.
Oh, these ones are absolutely delicious.
They are pang.
These
They
are
are lang.
Fantastic.
They
Yeah.
are the destroyers of worlds. Beautiful biscuit. Right.
They don't last 20
Next.
cupboard.
No, they don't. The next one's gonna talk about. Remember how we were talking about the one that Wakanda Forever cookies, those strong ass, the Fox's cookies.
Cookies aren't biscuits.
Oh yeah, them honker
They count. He chose Maryland, so allow it. Right.
bench.
These. I'm choosing the Fox's ones, and it was like salted caramel and chocolate. They were like a limited edition version. Fam, I'm not really a biscuit man, so it's a bit peak. But this one there, hey, it slapped. It made me be like, you know what? I need to be eating more biscuits still. And you're gonna hate me for this next one because like these ones are completely different. Man's actually gonna throw crackers on there still. He's so disappointed. Someone screenshot his face. Now let me explain. Here where I'm coming from with crackers.
What
Yeah.
kind of crackers?
Does it matter?
Yes, it does.
Does it matter?
The Jacob's crackers, preferably, but like
I thought this was biscuit time.
Yes.
I thought this
Savory
was biscuit,
biscuit.
time. Where
Alright,
the
let me
crackers coming from?
crackers are coming from the place of I'm the type of guy.
That serves the lords of chaos. Clearly, that's anarchy.
No, but all throughout my childhood, if I needed a snack, like it was like plain rice cakes and things like that. I asked my mom all the time until I grew up and went to primary school of a cake, and then it was curtains. Obviously, the reason I'm putting crackers on here is because like as dry as a cracker is on its one, slap some cream cheese on there and you're laughing. Slap some salmon on there and you're
But
laughing.
it's not a biscuit.
No,
This
that's
is
what I'm
not a
saying.
biscuit.
First of all, biscuit. Secondly, it's not even a solo artist. You need to remove
Isn't
the
it
cracker
biscuit?
flavor and replace it with something else. For
This
it
is
to
no cap.
taste
Put
good.
my cracker down because I'm gonna argue for it as a biscuit because you know
Yes,
it is what it is.
Wow.
And my
How you
last
find
one,
no? Okay, go on.
really. Now, I know I said that Oreos are overrated,
I know,
but you know exactly what I'm gonna say, aren't I?
it's not about to put that on a Rushmore though. Man.
On my Rushmore. Now, this is gonna sound so. Everyone's gonna see how poor I am. It's peak. Now, when I went to Europe, they do these things called Neos. They come in packs of 2. The double stuffed version of that, I don't know why, but it just tasted better than Oreos. It's really bad. Like the flavor.
That shit you get a little.
I don't know why you're laughing at me for. Promise is real, guys. It's not funny.
It's an Oreo, but it just has a different name. So they
literally.
You didn't even choose the mascot, the off-brand.
Aye, you seen that skit of like off-brand shit being the one. I stand by it. Neos. And the thing is, I don't even care if people are gonna be on this picture. You're roasting. You're wrong for that. You are wrong for this. I said you put them next to each other. The double stuffed Neos are just fantastic, sensational.
You like double stuffed Oreos, is what you.
Okay, firstly, double stuffed Oreo sounds like a sexual position, so let's just leave that there.
Double stuffed Neo.
Okay, no cap on that one.
Okay, there we go. Rest my case.
Yeah, but you're the one that said it. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, pause on all of this.
Said it. I said it back to you so you can hear what we're hearing.
No, but you're the one that said double stuffed double stuffed Oreos. I was like, bro,
look at this Neo with the Oreos.
It's whatever. Moni's turn. Let me be.
All right. Since we had Daisy with her Bougie Bailey's Choc Liebners, and then we had, Darrius with
caramel.
his, lesser than Choco Liebners. I'm gonna follow suit with the bougie version of one of Darrius's choices. I'm gonna go with double stuffed Oreos to start off with. I'm sorry, I have
what we
to.
doing?
Actually, so bait. That's the peak thing.
What we doing?
I'm sorry, I had that written down from time. Okay.
Basic upon basic, fam. Like.
Then I'm gonna follow in with a Pink Panther wafer because that stuff is hanging.
You're
on your Rushmore,
glue.
you're sniffing. Nah, I don't know what you're sniffing.
Pink Panther wafer.
Must be that cocaine that Daisy was trying to hide. Like, come on, man.
Those are so good.
Pink Panther wafer. They taste like nothing, bro.
No, they're not. They're
paper.
just sweet.
Bro, no, it tastes like the paper you get from when you're shredding stuff.
Shush,
like that.
Shush, Mr. Jacob Crackers. So be quiet.
I love my crackers, fam. You said Pink Panther wafer. They taste the same. So I don't know why you're waffling.
Okay, and then I'm gonna go with some nice biscuits. I love nice biscuits.
As in the little square ones.
Nice is a classic. It's
coconut, and
sugar. I've never been more disappointed in my life.
The fact Nice is on the best thing on her list so far. So
I lie. I'm confused.
And then finally, we're gonna go with the Bombay toast biscuits. If you're Bengali,
The what? Sorry.
If you're Bengali, I will show you. It's a Bengali biscuit. This shit is.
Yeah, we don't know about.
With a cup of tea in front of the TV. Best.
Uncultured. You two are so uncultured, man.
You calling me uncultured, and I put a Bengali biscuit in.
You gave some weak lists, man. Especially him.
Me.
You had the nerve to jump on Moni.
I'm sorry, but you put Dunkin' Jammy Dodgers on your list, so be quiet.
This is true. You're a bit mad for Dunkin' Jammy Dodgers.
What?
All I know is you're waffling.
Don't Jammy Dodgers, mate.
You're stupid.
Like your list makes it sound like you've not grown since you were 16.
Oh, this is true. If you lose your biscuit to your tea, it's curtains for you. Your life is
It feels like you're still, yes, you may have won the Rushmore last time, which was by fluke.
It was not by fluke. It's
you're not winning this time.
Garbage. We had fig rolls up here, yeah? That's one thing we had stand up.
Fig rolls.
Then someone tried to fight back with off-brand Oreos. Then you tried to fight back with the real Oreos. And it's like, you two are just fighting each other, whereas if my only competition is fig rolls, I'm not worried.
I mean, at least no one chose party rings. If someone chose party rings,
Hey, you
I
guys,
would
I mean,
have.
Party ring
rings are
slap
good.
though.
I would have preferred party rings on some of your lists, man.
No, not party rings. They're mank.
Darrius, you with us, bro?
I think do you know what? I think my computer was just too allergic to Kieran's bullshit that it just kicked me out of the chat. This was like it's just like you do not have to suffer here. You don't have to suffer this.
Well, all we can say is we're hoping that at the point that this has been released, that our viewers have managed to make this make sense and have voted on
Impossible.
the number one biscuit of all time.
I know exactly who's gonna win.
And I know exactly who's gonna win.
Same. I know who's winning.
Daisy, we can all tell you right now it's not.
All you
I
are
know who's
asking
winning.
if you think that fig rolls is coming
I
victorious.
know who's winning.
right
Fig rolls. Fig rolls of
Big rolls are
great.
dead.
It's voting
They're-
for a fig roll.
They're
Worst-
made- Look, you think, oh, fig roll, oh, granny. You try fig roll and you're like, hang on.
I've tried a fig roll and I'm all right.
When's the last time you tried fig roll? When's the last time you tried fig roll?
Yeah, probably about 15
Too
years ago.
long is how long. Right. Try fig roll tomorrow. Go to your local Sainsbury's, get a fig roll. Change your life.
You had so much fire for Moni
A
for
fig
choosing
roll
Gary
and a hot
Goldman.
chocolate.
And you had fig rolls sitting on a shelf all this
Right?
time.
This is the thing. Michael was calling her Garibaldi, and then
How
she just
dare you, Moni? I take it back. I'm so sorry.
Well, I think we need to wrap up, guys.
Kia
and
powder.
This has been. What has this been?
This has
Don't
been
make
chaos.
no
this
sense.
this has been a
Zero
shambles.
sense.
This-
We need to get a new theme tune. I can't lie. Yo.
Goodbye and good night.